we definitely, when we executed, we made some plays. When we didn't execute, we didn't make plays. Obviously, that's the standard notion of why offenses struggle versus why they don't. But it was what was true when I looked at the film. So what was the second part of the question?
Yeah, so I'm already felt like there's so many unknowns about the new offensive system. Do you feel like you learned a lot about it in week one and can take what's necessary, that necessary jump in week two?
I definitely feel we could take a necessary jump. The Cowboys were a good team. They've been a good team for a while. Like I said before, they just play better than us. I don't think it's more so about the play calling. I just when I look at the film, we didn't do a good job executing. We didn't have the urgency necessary to be a successful offense. So, hopefully this week we'll pick it up. We got practice today. We're going to go out there and practice hard and grind. Um, you know, we got to do a couple things right this week. Namely at the receiver room, winning our one-on-one matchups, and that's what we're looking to do.
Is that how you think you can help protect Deshaun better? Is you guys winning quicker on his go?
100%. I mean, that's always in the best interest of the quarterback. The faster the receivers win because those guys on the defensive line, they get paid. You know what I mean? They get paid to get to the quarterback. So obviously, the faster he can get it out, the better it'll be for him.
Amari, is Deshaun's off the field situation presenting any kind of a distraction to you guys in the locker room, or how is that sort of playing?
Yeah, I mean, no, I wouldn't say so. I mean, in life we all go through things. Um, like a old head veteran told me in my rookie year, whatever you're going through, off the field, once you cross those lines out there, you just leave it at home and focus on football. So I think the veterans on this team do a pretty good job at doing that.
You mentioned showing more urgency. Bubba,
Say that again.
you mentioned showing more urgency this week. Bubba said that too to us earlier. Is that been the theme of this week? Is that the message Stefanski's going to put forth this week?
Not necessarily. It's just something that I've seen. We got to be ready to play. We got to go out there and the theme of the offense is to go out there and score points. Every drive, and we didn't do that. So we need more urgency in that regard.
Do you think, Amari, that so obvious that you guys did not play in the preseason together and not allowed you in practice time? What do you think effect that had in that Dallas game?
I mean, it's all about perspective. I mean, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback that line you just mentioned. At the same time, if we went out there and won the game, you probably would be saying because we didn't play and things like that, we were well rested and we were ready to play for the game. So it's all about perspective. I don't think it necessarily had anything to do with how we performed.
Amari, I think you guys talk about so much with this offense being new. Is it possible then to make a big jump from week one to week two for you guys because it is a new system and it's going to have a bunch of time together in preseason? Is it possible to make a big jump?
Yeah, I mean, it's really any given Sunday when it comes to the NFL. Playing a new opponent, we're more motivated, obviously, because of the loss of week one. So definitely, it's possible, 100%.
How do you not turn urgency into pressing and kind of trying to press this next game?
When you lose your first game, teams tend to overreact. Stefanski told us in a team meeting that we just need to react properly. So that's how I would answer that.
Amari, obviously with this new offense, we've heard a lot about the changes, how things are going to be different. And one of those has been a lot of pre-snap motion, which I think we saw a lot of at training camp. But you guys were one of the lowest running motion teams in week one. Just were you guys anticipating as a receiver, especially since that kind of directly impacts you guys, to have more motion involved?
Honestly, I don't worry about the last thing I worry about as a wide receiver is motions and counting the amount of motions. So it's hard for me to even answer that question. That's the last thing I'm thinking about. So I don't know.
Sean is taking a local national kind of beating for this game. The narrative seems to be that he's, broken, not good. My question to you is, what makes you still feel that that's not the case. That he's a good quarterback and is going to lead this team the way you guys know.
Yeah, because I know him. When he first got here, I didn't really know him. I just knew of him. Now I know him. I know his personality. I know his standard. You know what I mean? He's his biggest critic. He's a great player. You know what I mean? The game comes with ebbs and flows. It comes with ups and downs. Last week wasn't a good week for none of us. And that's just part of the game. Like I just mentioned earlier, people tend to overreact. The media sensationalizes things, especially a star quarterback of any team. So it's just an overreaction. But that's the great thing about this game. You get another week to go out there and prove yourself. So that's what we're all looking forward to.
All right, when people talk about Jacksonville's defense, they talk about their guys up front. Just what do you see on the back end with that secondary, the challenges they present to you as a receiver?
Yeah, I mean they got a good secondary. They got one guy on the back who's hurt. I'm not sure if he's playing this week, but he's a starter. They got Darby, a 10-year vet, who's a great player who's been around for a long time, so he understands the position, savvy, understands what they're trying to do. And they got some guys in the back end that are pretty good as well. So, I mean, this is every week in the NFL. You're going to always have a challenge in front of you. You just got to go out there and be the best team.
Kevin said David Njoku's not going to play this week. So how does that affect you guys offensively, and how do you pick up that slack in such a big game?
Yeah, he's a very instrumental part of what we're trying to do off the side of the ball. He's definitely one of the guys who we're trying to get the ball to. So, obviously it's the next man mentality, and that goes for anybody at any position. So, it could be a good thing. Gives another guy an opportunity to step up. But I think he's injured or something like that, and sick. So, it's just obviously it's unfortunate. We love David to be out there, but he's not able to go. So, next man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.